Yeah, this the bunker. This the bunker. Welcome to the bunker. This the bunker. Yeah, this the bunker. Good people, what's up? Let's go. Listen, happy Wednesday. We are live. We're in the Breakthrough Bunker where we turn dreams into reality and we use obstacles as stepping stones. I'm your host, Murph, aka Mr. Motivation. We streaming live on one stream. We go on to YouTube, we go on to Facebook, and shots out to TikTok. We're on my speaker page on TikTok. Today it's on and popping, man. I'm super excited. Got the homie on. Let me just give you a little teaser. So, from beats to business, Keith Jones built his sound and his legacy. Now here he is to drop wisdom, walk us through the grind, and show how purpose gets louder when backed by faith. Don't want to miss this one. Tapping, you might want to tag somebody, share with somebody. Before we get started, we're going to pay the bills with a 3, 2, 1 with Murph, where I share 3 thoughts, 2 quotes, and 1 prompt or question for you. Young, what up? Thought number 1, what you create is your evidence. Let your story speak even when your voice shakes. Let your story speak even when your voice shakes. 2, the path may pivot, but your purpose remains. I was teaching today, and we talk a lot about you may be on one journey, and then life happens, obstacles, setbacks come, and you may have to pivot. You may have to sit out for a year or 2. I got one of my my students, then they took about 5 years off. One took about, I think, 10 years off. It's okay. I know for me, I started college early. We won't share the year, but it took me probably, I think, 15 plus years, associates, bachelors, eventually masters. It takes time. So it's all right. As long as your purpose remains the same, you're in good shape. And last thought, if you're waiting on the perfect moment, you've already missed it. If you're waiting on the perfect moment, you've already missed it. 2 quotes. 1, there's freedom on the other side of fear. Now, this one I got from Keith Jones himself. There's freedom on the other side of fear. 2, success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Whoo! Shouts out to Churchill. And this extra one I got, it's a bonus. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. I got 1 prompt for you. What are you building right now? And what fear must you confront to keep going? What are you building right now? And what fear must you confront to keep going? That does it for our 3, 2, 1. Let's get into a little bit more about our guests. Here's the intro, the official intro. Ladies and gents, tonight we're joined by a dude whose voice carries more than melody. It carries mission. Hailing from St. Louis, Missouri, as the natives call it, Keith Jones, a.k.a. MrKJonesJr., has carved out a lane all of his own. From teenage ciphers and stage sets with the young entrepreneur squad to helping brands find their sound through custom jingles, Keith has fused artistry with entrepreneurship. But he didn't stop there. He became a licensed financial professional, providing that creativity and strategy can and must coexist. Whether he's writing music, elevating community stories, or amplifying the message of small businesses through the Meridian he gonna have to say this one for me. Amalgam Group. Where you get this name from, buddy? You gotta school me on this one. AMALGAM Group. Keith remains guided by oneself, by one's belief. I told myself I was gonna practice this word too. His journey, though, y'all, is one of faith, discipline, and bold reinvention. And tonight we get to go beneath the surface and walk through the layers of that evolution. So join me, good people, and welcome in the homie Keith Jones to the stage. Keith, what up?
What's going on, bro?
Hey,
you a character.
Hey, say the name, man.
The Meridian Amalgam Group. So I'm super intricate, right? I always try to come up with, I guess it's from my songwriting. I always try to come up with something different and unique. So the Meridian Amalgam Group. So Meridian is typically defined as the highest point at where it is. Mm-hmm. And amalgam is usually a mixture of things that makes one. So, that, I put two words, put them together typically to represent who I am. Because I do a lot of things. I'm a jack of all trades, right? And so I always wanted to reach the highest point in whatever I was doing. So I was like, wow, that works great. But to be brief, you could. I never abbreviated it, but TMAG would have been a lot easier.
Well, listen, I was struggling with it. I'm going through my notes. I said, "How you say it?" I forgot to ask you. But no, I mean, it's only right. I expect nothing less. So, you're a wordplay guy, so I love that. Well, before we dive in, Keith, tell the people how you know Murph, man.
We go way back, brother. So me and the Young Entrepreneur Squad. So it was me and my three of my friends that two of my friends that we grew in high school, and we were super young. We was like 16, 17. And my mom would take us to all our shows, right? Because I don't even think we was whipping back then. We ain't had no wheels. And you was in the military at that point still. I think you was in the military still. Promoting shows out at Fort Leonard Wood. And I met you through my cousin Neil, right? And so I guess you heard some music at some point and asked us to do a show. So we started popping out doing shows. I think we had one of our biggest shows down in Fort Leonard Wood when we opened up for D4L back when they was popping. And the spot was packed. I ain't gonna lie to you. That was one of the like key moments in making sure we continue to do music on our own. You know what I'm saying? Because like it gets rough. You know what I'm saying? It's like you get those highs and those low points of doing music, and you want to quit, you want to give up. But like after you get off a stage that big, you know what I mean? It's a different type of high you get. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, we can keep going. And that's you know what I mean? After that, I was like, I rock with my dog. And then we started having more shows, and we needed a place to crash. We crashed at your spot, you know what I mean?
Hey, listen, we gotta tell the whole story. So these dudes, they told y'all at their age. I had just got back from Barbados, and I had brought back some Barbados rum, I hold dear to my heart. So I said, I don't care what y'all little jokers doing here. Just don't touch my rum, man. I come back. I'm not saying it was Keith. I'm not saying it was him, but I ain't had no more rum when I got back home. But that's a whole nother situation. That was dope, man. And it's so crazy how life full circle. We'll unpack and get to there. So music. So actually, let's start with origin. How you grew up? What was your family structure?
Oh man, we grew up in public housing. We wasn't a rich family. The typical story. Your parents and they figuring out life. Always made sure we had a roof over our head, food to eat. You know, so we lived a simple life. I didn't have much. My mom, the reason where I get my talent from, my mom could sing, right? My dad, I don't think, I never heard him sing nothing. That boy ain't have a lick of nothing. He's smooth though. My boy moved,
Right.
smart, intelligent. And then, you know, we were originally from St. Louis, moved up to Erie, Pennsylvania for about 10 years. You know, so I bounced around my 8th grade. So I had to, you know, I didn't know what it was then, but I bounced around through, you know, through schools, and which I had to make new friends, which gave me my people skills. So it made me a people person, not knowing at that age. My older sister was a singer, so she was into music. I really wasn't into it. I've always wanted to be a businessman when I was younger. When they used to ask me, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Oh, I want to wear suits every day. I want to be a businessman. Not knowing what that entailed or, you know, how to get there. I just, you know, carried on about my regular life as an adolescent. And my sister, you know, popping in the city of St. Louis, singing and, you know, working with different producers. I actually got to go into a studio session one day. Her and my cousin was in there, and I actually got to take a keyboard home because you know, I thought I could make beats. Started making beats, doing well. You know, I went to Hazelwood Middle and then Hazelwood Central High. That's where I met my crew, and they was rapping to the same beat every day. I'm like, bro, you know, I ain't the best, but we can do something with this.
Different.
Yeah, let's do something good. I'm like, come to the crib, and the rest was history, man. I didn't even rap at that point. I was just making beats because I was just inspired by my sister and the other producers that was around. And so, you know, it was one song that my guys did finish. They was like, you should put a verse on it. And then that's when I fell in love with actually making music, like writing, producing, and engineering. And I just it got away with me. And so that's pretty much how my music career started. I don't even call it a career because it's still unfolding. You know, it's still.
That's pretty dope. So which aspect now? Fast forward, you do songwriting, do producing. Which aspect of the music you like the best?
Man, I like to be honest with you, I like jingles because songwriting is difficult, right? After stepping out of the artistry, because we were signed to Joe Johnson, who played for us in high school. So, you know, we was on tour. We had, you know, tour buses, we had mansions, all of that, right? Wasn't ours, but that's where we recording. That's what we were riding around in. And at you know, it's difficult. It's too much overhead to be an artist, especially nowadays. Like you either need the notoriety, right? You need to work your social media avenues, or you got some money, right? And it's tough. It's a lot of overhead, especially the older that you get. If you don't have that space, it's going to be difficult for you to get to go. And so I had to pivot, right? Being that I'm almost 40, I'm like, do I want to be a rapper? Do I want to be an R&B artist? Kind of not, right? So I'm like, let's pivot. Let's, you know, and I never knew there was an avenue because people would hit me up like, hey, can you do a hook for me? And then businesses started hitting me up like, hey, I just, you know, I need something to my brand. I just need a minute long song. And right. And so these are people who their level of, they're easily impressed, right? Because they're not listening to critique how good this song is compared to the next song or the next artist. They're saying, hey, I want this, and this in my jingle to market my brand. And when they hear how good this is, you know, they're like, oh my goodness, right? And so that made me feel great that I could not only still do what I love, I could also help people expand their brand and do it well. And so it's like it worked out hand in hand to make a little money off of it too. You know, so that ain't that bad when you.
Ain't that's a bad thing, right? Hey, so
So, yeah.
who's your music inspiration? Was it outside of your family?
So I'm like I said, I'm originally from St. Louis, but I grew up, you know, the my teenage years in PA. I'm an East Coast guy. Like Busta Rhymes is, to me, he's one of the greatest. You know, DMX.
Yeah.
You know, Nas. I love Jill Scott. I'm a neo soul fan too. So I like, to
Mm.
be honest. At the older I got, and the more I got into music, I start liking grassroots artists. You know, before they blow up, because that's when they're the hungriest. That's when they make the best music. So and then too, you know, I'm more so into R&B now, like neo soul R&B. I'm a chill guy. I'm married. I'm 15 years married, man. I ain't, you know,
Ooh,
I ain't
ladies, he
I ain't
married.
into the
Get
rah
off
rah.
my line.
I ain't into the rah rah no more, man. You
Listen,
know,
so it's funny you say that. So I known you. So I've known you as a rapper back in the I want to get the name wrong, the Young Entrepreneur Squad
yeah,
days. So I know. So now, but I've also known you. So you've written a few jingles. Shouts out to Wifey Patience Awaiting. You did her What the Health joint. And I'm like,
yeah.
wait, keep singing? You know what I'm saying? So when did that transition happen? I'm all about like self-improvement. How do I get better?
Yeah.
So how did you transition into that?
So I sang a little bit. I used to be ashamed. I used to be ashamed to sing. Like it made me, I don't know, queasy. Like yeah, that wasn't my strong suit. So people were like, "Hey, man, sing something." I'm like, I don't know about that. That ain't cool, right?
Right.
Because like you're a rapper to be singing at that time. You know, I'm like But my CEO, in peace, Mr. Weeze, who we was under the moniker Vital, which was owned by Joe Johnson to play for New Orleans Saints. So he was
Okay.
like, "Listen, man, Mr. Weeze was like, listen, man, you got a voice, use it, bro." He's like, just start singing. But I never really unfolded that until I got older, and I really got bored with rapping. You know what I'm saying? And so I was like, R&B, it's more strenuous to record, but I think you have it's more fun to me. I like, you
Okay.
know what I mean? Because there's so many ways you can take a record, you know what I'm saying, versus spitting 16 bars. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? There's different melodies, there's different bridges and all of that. So I like R&B a lot better. So that's what kind of tweaked my transition there. And I was like, you know what? I sound good, and I got the validation from people listening to my R&B records. So I'm actually on the cusp of finishing my R&B EP with my dog, my cousin Danny McCrary.
Wow. Oh wait, Danny from Danny?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, we got it.
oh.
We got like a
Listen,
four or five joints.
so we're not getting to me yet, but Danny. So Keith Jones introduced me to Danny, and we'll unpack that a little more in a little bit. But wow, I'm excited to hear that. That brother
Yeah,
talented too,
yeah, he's
boy.
tough. And he is my cousin on my mother's side, and I knew nothing about him until he was about to move to Atlanta, and my sister, he's like, "Well, your cousin Danny come." Like, I don't know nothing about no Danny. You
Cousin
know what I'm saying?
who?
But so I hit him up like, "Yo, cuz," you know what I'm saying? I'm like, my sister hit me up. She said, "You down here?" She said, "You family." And I said, "Call me if you need me." You know what I'm saying? And we ended up linking. And we talking about our mates. You know how everybody they say they make beats. He sent over some heat, bro. I was like, "Oh, dog." I say, "Cuz," and he like 26, man, young dude,
Yeah,
cooking.
yeah. Danny
Cooking.
different. I call him the magician.
Yeah, he's savage,
I call him the
bro.
magician. So, like, so you talking about the singing R&B. What did you
Yeah,
do? Because a lot of times we don't really hear about like the work that goes into like develop. What did you do to
yeah,
develop your gift of singing to become like where you do R&B now on the rag?
yeah. I just kept singing, bro. And also, so funny thing is, I was making, it was, man, maybe 2019. I was making an anniversary song before our anniversary. And I had my cousin Sheena help me out with it. So my cousin Sheena is a vocal coach.
Okay.
And I was in her street, and she gave me one tip. I was struggling. She was like, you know what I'm saying, pronounce your words, enunciate. She was like, when you have to form the words when you're singing and then you're breathing. You know what I'm saying? And so I just kept singing, man. I kept recording records. You know what I'm saying? What helped me really is I bought a studio in my crib. I bought a studio, put a studio in my crib. And that way I could work on things and not feel embarrassed when I hit a note that was wrong, right? Because I'm working alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds preachy or something. Nobody gonna laugh. Like, what you saying? I just cut that and again and over and over and over and over and over until it sounds right. You know, and that's how I worked on my craft to sound decent enough to record an R&B record. Now, I ain't Luther Vandross for nobody. You know what I'm saying?
You keep jokes.
But that's exactly. I have my, you know, I was able to create my own sound by working alone.
Okay. Noted. So Keith went from music to financial professional. Licensed financial professional. Talk us through how'd you get there?
Being married, right? So I take nothing away from being married. I take because I have a for marriage. I mean, I've been married 15 years. My wife is gorgeous, and you know, I have my individuality, she has hers, right? So we have a great space. But I also had responsibilities, right? I've been having these responsibilities for 15 years. And it's like you got to take care of home, right? So what's putting food on the table? I was doing marketing at LG a couple of years, got laid off during COVID. They was giving me like, you know, I was getting unemployment. They was giving me like 9 weeks. So I was like, how much? You know what I'm saying? I'm chill. I'm like, 950 ain't bad. I'm gonna rent it up. And I got to do something. So I saw an ad on Indeed at Morgan Stanley, and I have no financial background whatsoever. I needed to do something, so I filled it out. Recruiter called me, said, "Hey, they want to give you the interview." So I reached company back and forth, bro. Like it was like, well, the interview's 10 days out. Yeah, you give me. I'm the type of person you give me. I love interviewing. As you can see, I'm long-winded. You know what I'm saying? I know this about myself. And,
hey, we ain't got no time limit, baby. It's our show.
And so they gave me the interview. I killed it. And I was supposed to have at least 3 interviews after. And they called me the next day. It was like, yo, they want to give you the job. And bro, it was crazy. I'm like, I feel like I lied on my resume. And you get the job, and you know what I'm saying? Day one, you crash out.
What do I do now?
Yeah, exactly. And so they allowed me to get my SIE, my Series 7, and my 63, which allows me to be fully registered, right? So it doesn't give me the licenses to be a financial advisor because I don't know if I got rolled yet, but that's pretty much how I stumbled into finances and it changed my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we ain't making 950 no more. That's what he's saying, y'all.
Look, man, I listen, they had, once I got licensed, man, it was like unemployment is a choice. You know, this was one of those things because I used to be ashamed to tell people that I've been in college, and I got 2 years left. I've been in college for 12 years, bro. I went to college because it was money grab. They gave me, you know, I ran up debt. It was a bad decision financially. Now that I'm in finances or the financial industry, I have a different respect for money. And that was a bad decision, but it created a space of I guess I would say endurance, right? Because I haven't stopped. Like you was just saying, like it took you, 13, 14 years to get it all done. Now I'm more I think a little bit more. You know what I mean? I respect. It's the thing is my motto. One of my mottos is if you respect it, it'll respect you back. I don't care if it's
Mm,
alcohol. I don't care if it's people. If it's money, right? You disrespect alcohol, you get the hangover the next day. You
mm-hmm.
disrespect your money, you check your bank account. You know what I mean? That auto pay hit your bank account when you now you
Yeah,
hurt.
hello. Out
So
of there.
yeah.
So, so you said something. How you take? What's your view on money now? How was it in the past? Like, how'd you? You know, what I mean, what was your relationship with money?
Oh, spin it up. If I got it,
Mm,
because you know what? You know what it is? Um, always done music. You know, I've
mm,
always been one doorknob turned away from success. I've been in so many opportunities, man, where it's like this is it. This is the one.
mm.
This is one. And I always said, you know what? The money gonna come because I'm gonna blow up at some point. I'm like, yeah, this ain't gonna matter. So I would burn it, man. I would burn it. I would burn it. I would work. I worked 3 jobs. I used to sell hair. I was hustling too. I would sell beats. I would sell beats to dope boys. I make about 600 a week selling beats. I had a job, you know what I'm saying, making
Mm.
like 700 a week, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing good. I was decent. I was young too, you know? So now though, it's I'm cheap.
Mm.
Yeah, wifey, we do our thing, but I'm still cheap. Wifey likes to spin the paper up, you know what I'm saying? She's still frugal. But me, I didn't know how to tell her no. I didn't know how to say no. Now it's man, I'm saying no up front. It
Mm.
gotta make sense. You gotta make sense.
Wow, interesting. Who are your mentors growing up or coming up in this game of life?
Man. Be honest with you, man, I didn't really have any mentor, man. I mean, I would maybe my father, you know,
Mm.
we would have discussions, but I don't know. I've always to be honest with you, man, I've always been self-aware.
Mm.
I've always been self-aware, right? And I'm the baby of 5, right?
Oh wow.
So I always they messed up for me. You know what I'm saying? So I was always more mischievous. I was always, you know what I mean? Oh,
Mm-hmm.
don't do that. Yeah, I ain't got to touch the stove to see if it's hot. My brothers and sisters did that already. Don't do that. Do this. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And if I needed it when I got, in my later years when I was on my own, like 20s and mid 20s, I would hit my father every now and again. He would hit me with quotes that I didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like till he left this earth, I'm like, oh, I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I would be going through something and he would be like, be still. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what you mean?
Mm.
Be still? I sit down and ponder, but he was hitting me with things that I could carry on in life with, you
Mm-hmm.
know. So and then too, when I got to a point, I consider you a mentor. You know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like you one of my mentors, right?
Mm.
Because I tap in with you. When I should tap in with you more. I mean, but you doing all kind of stuff. So I don't know. You know, what I mean, listen. I call your phone. You got is assistants. You know what I mean? Like people,
Listen,
I gotta go get through to you. You know what I'm saying?
listen, he lied, y'all. First of all, if Keith Jones texts me, 24 hours won't pass before I respond to him.
Nah, man.
You
No, no.
know you got the 6 bubbles on the iPhone. You in one of the
Yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah.
You in one of the bubbles. So it's fun. So let's segue here, right? So
Yeah.
our relationship, man, has going through levels, I think, of maturation. Both of us, I think we've grown together and then we went apart. And
Yeah.
so remember he talked about Role Model Academy on here. What up, Miss Dr. Nicole? He said, she made me lose my train of thought. Get off my line, girl. Dang, I lost my train of thought. But we talked about me introducing him to a big stage opportunity, right? When I heard them go, I'm like, yo, I like them. And then we controlled everything because it was our show. I'm like, yo, y'all going on here, crush it. And fast forward, like Keith, I've done a lot. I mean, I won't spit out my resume here, but I got into motivational speaking, and I was like, dang, you know what? I wanna use my platform to help people on a global scale. But everybody's a speaker. I gotta be different. So I would listen to this dude, and if you listen to me, you've heard this story before. Listen up again. Adam Won't Lose. And he'd be like, dear hard work, I used to hate you. You made me better. So I was like, yo, I could do this. So I hit up Keith, like, yo, I want to do an album. He like, what you talking about, bro? You tripping. I'm like, listen to this dude. He said, yo, oh, yeah, okay, I can see it. He's like, I got the beats. I'm like, all right, what do I do next? And he's just like, start writing. So that was July, I think June, July. By November, projects finished. If you know me, I have two speeds, fast and faster. So I'm doing the project, and I got the guys coming to the house with the studio, and I'm calling Keith like, yo, this is what we got, And shouts out the Machine, because he was my first producer. Heavy, shouts out the Machine, heavy. And I was like, you know what? I'm from Brooklyn. I want to do a rap. I got to do a rap. We in the studio. So Keith always tell me, hey, Murph, you're not a rapper.
Fact.
And I used to be crying because he was right. And listen, ladies and gents, this song, Murph Flow, was my first joint. And it was hard. I was like, wait, I thought rap, you just be kind of just going. But Keith be like, no, you got to ride the beat. Now you offset. You got to redo it. And well, two things, Keith. And we could unpack this together. We never really, we might have talked about this, but like but bringing this to you, I'm coming into your world of music, having no background. Like, what made you kind of just say, all right, I'm gonna help this dude, like, usher me into this world?
Man, be honest with you, man, I love helping people. Right. And I've had people hit me up in the past, right, to help them kind of put things together. I turn them down. But I mean, my dog, and I know you, right? You put your mind to something, it's pretty much that. I thought you was crazy as hell. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm like Murph tripping, cuz I said, dog tripping. You know what I mean? I'm like, rap. Man, stop playing. But you're persistent, you know what I mean? You're gonna get it done, man. It's like, and you're an example, like, and you lead by example, you know what I'm saying? So you to be vulnerable to even put yourself in that light to be judged, you know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, let me get my dog together.
Yeah.
Let me, you know what I mean? Because I knew you was going, whatever we were gonna do, you was gonna take it and make it your own anyway. Yeah. And like it's unfolding, you know what I'm saying? You continuously, you know what I mean, leaning into your craft, man, and your own sound. So it's beautiful, bro. Like, you started off, I was like, I don't know if it's gonna work, man.
Yo, Keith, let me tell you, one thing Murph gonna do is practice. And here's the thing, listeners and viewers. I was someone, I've had successes in life, accomplishments, but like, this is a new world. And regardless of my past successes, accomplishments, and roles and titles, I was a rookie. We call it the freaking new guy. And I had to be all right with, for lack of a better word, just being a bum at this music thing. But I know that if I apply myself and I'm on a consistent basis, practice, study, read, ask questions, create a small group of people that can judge me and really take their feedback and apply it over a course of time, I have to get better, right? Yeah. And I told my kids, Daddy don't know nothing about music, but I'm about to lock in in about 3-4 years. I'll be on bigger stages. I'll be performing at a high level. Now, it was just, like you said, vulnerable. I was scared. I was like, dang, is this gonna work? But with Keith on my side, my man Larry, shouts out to Stephon Silk, big bro. They'll listen and they'll give me like, this ain't it. And I was, Keith, you always say music's subjective. You know what I'm saying? So I may like it even though they don't. But I think we've put together some track. And y'all listen, when I tell you he sat on the phone with me, I think we did a Zoom to set up my ASCAP to get all the things. It was just like, yo, that's my G. You feel me? Yeah. And I do that for a lot of people, and I often like ask for help and need it. So I definitely appreciate you, man. But yeah. And a memorable moment, I think it was this year. He hit me. He said, "Murphy, you've earned your stripes. Like you're official." Yes, let's go. And we still cooking. All right. Let's unpack. Let's peel back the onion about you some more. We doing good on time. Shouts out to everybody tapping in, man. So, Keith, I got a lot of people. Actually, I got a few questions. So, your journey, your collegiate journey, ongoing still, and you still, fighting through like time. I got people that I'm teaching at the community college now, and whether they out of high school, 5 years removed, or even more. What advice would you give them if they're on this trajectory? Don't necessarily know the career path they want to go on. Given your like lived experience, what advice would you give them?
Man, it depends. To be honest with you, I mean, me and my father we used to have conversations, and he used to always tell me life is preordained, right? It's already it's already set up for you. You just have to go see. And that's why my motto, one of my quotes is, "There's freedom on the other side of fear. Don't ask me about it. Go see for yourself." Right? Get up and do the work. Do something. Because like I said, I fell into this. I fell into a financial career, right? And I wanted music to be my career, right? It still can be. It's not over. But the older I got, the more responsibilities I had. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I tried. Man, I sold hair. I built refrigerators for True Manufacturing. That the refrigerators are in the checkout aisle in Walmart. I was a filler operator at Anheuser-Busch. I cleaned toilets for ABM. All at the same time, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I went to school for IT, which later changed into business. So I would do, and I did music, all at the same. That's why I'm a jack of all trades. But at that point, bro, it was like, man, you're focusing on too many things to focus on one to make it do something. So I would just say, like I said, you have to just get up and go see. Things will work out as long as if you get up and work. Work out, you'll start to get some clarity. But if you sit it, or if you don't do anything, you'll never know what's out there for you. So like, try everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Try everything, something until something sticks, man.
Now, so I also talked to a lot of people about just embracing failure. For me, failure has always been feedback. What and given all the things that you listed off, I imagine you've dealt with failure. What's your relationship with failure?
I like it.
Yeah.
It's like you compare it to working out, right? You work your muscle failure, then it helps them grow. You feel what I'm saying? So, and I'll be transparent. The Series 7, I failed it 3 times. It's a 4-hour test, 135 questions. One of the hardest exams I've ever taken in my life. You feel me? Yeah, it took me so long to study this. This book is stripper thick. You understand what I'm saying? full of financial stuff I've never.
What do you say?
Man, bro, full of financial stuff I've never seen before. And you get to the exam center and they throw you a draw, right? You don't know what kind of exam you're gonna get, so you don't know what to focus on. And you just gotta. I'm telling you, this book is massive, bro, and you gotta lock all of this in your brain. And you go about 1% or 2 questions. You know what I'm saying? 2 or 3 times, and you like, you know what? Maybe this ain't for me. Or you can say, you know what? We keep going, because at some point, if I study a little harder, I'll get different results, right? And so once that happened, man, it's like endurance is key. I believe in endurance. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what you're going through. It never lasts forever. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep thugging it out. So I love failure, bro, because it just it strengthens my endurance. Now that stuff don't even bother me. I'll be waiting for the failure so I can figure out how to tweak stuff and make it and perfect it and make it better every time.
Wow, that's an approach. I like that. I was I always talk about this one book I was reading. Oh, it's Go for No, and it talks about embracing failure. There's levels to failure. So I like that. Now talk to us. I know, was there a moment when your grind almost made you give up, and what helped push you through that? Is that the Series 7 exam?
That too. Well, it's happened multiple times, bro. I've tried to quit music. I've tried to quit music, man, so many times, bro. That's what me pivot to, really jingles, right? Because I got into the songwriting realm after being an artist, right? I'm thinking like, okay, it's not too hard. Man, I got into the song, man. I was in different writing camps, man, and in cats that they're strictly songwriters. These songwriters, bro, will knock out 6 records in like 45 minutes, like top tier joints. And I'm in here, oh, I'm still on bar 4. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said, oh, this is different.
Right.
And you do all of this work, bro, and send these songs off to A-list artists, right? Hundreds of songwriters sending records off to these A-list artists. And it's about who you know and what connections you got if your record is going to get placed. And so after you get these opportunities, man, and it's one fail after another, one drop after another, and it's like you got paperwork signed and then fall through. It's like, all right, let me take a break. You know what I mean? Because artists, bro, songwriters, painters, I don't care if you're in a creative field, how important mental health is, right? Because some days you just ain't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? But they still want you to produce. And it's like, man, that ain't my creative juices ain't flowing. I'm not inspired. I need something to inspire me. So I've quit music multiple times, bro, but it always calls me back in some shape or form.
Wow. So even in your space and your role as a creative, what do you do for self-care? Creative, spouse, entrepreneur. What does self-care look like for you?
Oh man, I go to therapy. I've been in therapy for about 2 years. I should have did it on her, man. It was a beautiful thing to have the floor and talk to somebody who don't know me and have no bias and could really break down, my thoughts and what I'm going through to give me options and direction on, hey, maybe you should try this. Hey, maybe you should try that, right? And especially after my mother passed, right? When my father passed, I was okay. Because he prepared me for it, which also that gave me creativity. I feed off of real life. I feed off of real life experiences. Yeah, I rarely fabricate any of my music. You know what I'm saying? It's mostly life experience. And so when my mother passed, man, my productivity decreased tremendously. My creativity decreased. I took off of work for 6 months. I couldn't do nothing, bro.
Wow.
All I did was shower, ate, and lounged around, moped. And my therapist kind of got me back into a creative space. You know what I'm saying? She told me, she was like, we always are, as people, we're always on the go. You know what I'm saying? And in this society where if you don't grind, you don't eat. You eat what you kill and this and that. We got to get up every day. You know what I'm saying? It's that you don't sleep till you get it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That type of mentality. So she was like, listen, sometimes doing nothing is doing everything. She's like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Because I'm a man of productivity. You know, I'm in sales, right? So production is what we do, and so I got it something. You know, she was like, listen, man, tap into whatever you want to tap into for 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Go lay back down. Rest your body, right? Because when you're working out, right? And another analogy, when you're working out, you won't grow unless you rest as well. So sometimes you gotta rest, man, and things will come to you.
It's funny you said that. My homie Jordan Perk would visit me last weekend, and he's just like, "Yo, Murph, I ain't really know what it felt like to just rest and do nothing because we was chilling. You know, I was, oh, this is my life. I ain't went through all this, Murph is chilling. But I work when everybody sleep. But
Yeah.
back on the therapy. So interesting. Three things. One of my homegirls, I had did the bunker live in Dallas. Shouts out to my girl Erica, and she was like, "Murph, you gotta get into therapy." And da 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 da. So she sends me this link, and I look at the link, and it's like the therapist, and it's like it was like a Cheesecake Factory menu of the different type of therapists. So
Yeah.
one, I don't think I need therapy. Two, I don't know which one. So I was just so confused, and I just like opted out. And this was years ago, and I ain't been back. How did you find your therapist, and why a female?
First, I my first one, because I had two. My first one was a young black woman, and my second one was an older black woman. I knew somebody who looked like me, right? And I knew I didn't talk to a man, right? Because I deal with my wife on a daily basis. So I at least wanted perspective from a woman on how I handle myself on an everyday basis, right? As a husband, as a man, as a black man. Um, and so she gave me a gem. She was like, you know, Keith, and I was dealing with some things at that time. And this was before my mother passed. I just had to seek out therapy because I wanted to be a better husband. I wanted to be a better man. I wanted to be a better friend, right? And so she was like, Keith, you're a LLC, right? You're a business. How do you want to show up every day? It's like before you go deal with somebody or any entity, how do you want to show up, right? You're a brand, right? I think we often forget about that as human beings, right? You have a brand, whether you want to or not, right? Are you the bad guy? Are you the good guy? Are you the angry guy? Are you a chill guy? Or are you the smart guy? You know what I'm saying? So how you want to show up. And then once my mother passed, I was searching for a mother figure. I lost one, right? So I had two, my mother and my mother, which I talk to a lot, who helps me deal with my wife when we get, you know what I mean. So when we get in them joints, like, hey, mom, she tripping?
Yeah, the cheat code.
Yeah, even the cheat code, right? And so I wanted a older black woman to give me a perspective from in which I don't from a mother standpoint, right? I don't know if she's a mother or not, but she's more experienced. She's been around a lot longer than I have, and it worked out. It really, really worked out for me because I never was empathetic. I never was the guy who step outside shoes to step your shoes to understand what you're going through before I rebutted, before I responded, before I made my judgment or made my decision in a debate or whatever situation we were in. You know, now people, I give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, man, maybe you're going through something. Let's figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Before I have a judgment on, you know, how I'm gonna handle the situation.
Man, and now tell me, how'd you find her though? Just for my fellas listening that's seeking a therapist.
It was through my job portal. Um, but I believe her name is Vanika Campbell. She's out of North Carolina. And maybe on another show. I wish you'd have told me. I didn't know if we were going to talk about this. I could have put her information out there, but I found her on a portal. I think it was Lyra, Lyra.com. I think that's what portal she's on.
Okay.
But yeah, like it was a menu of joints. I was like, hold up, man. I don't know who to talk to, but I'm like, but I need to talk to somebody. So I tried it out. I mean, because you never know who has nuggets for you. You never know who has gems for you.
Man, that's super dope. You may inspire me to go look back at that menu.
Yeah,
because I've heard good things. Shouts out to my man Sean Harris. He talks about that, being a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times for dudes, and even I got one of my songs, My Temple. When I say like I need help, we don't even say that aloud. Hold on, that feeling like did I lie on my resume is some of what people call imposter syndrome. Yeah, yep. Shouts out to Patients Are Waiting, they tapped in. But yeah, I may revisit that. Actually, we'll talk offline because I want to hear more about. We have talked about it before, we're just not in depth about why you think that's like really valuable. I love the perspective on having an older female to really assist with you dealing with with wifey on a regular basis. I like that. Keith, I'm not worried about time, but what you promoting now, man? How can we support you? What you got going
on? Really, at this moment, man, like I said, I got the two. Well, I'm working on two EPs. Me and Najee Person, which is he's one of the coldest rappers I ever encountered, man, from St. Louis, which he's down in Atlanta now. Me and him got maybe 4 or 5 records that we're working on. I'm probably going to drop. We're trying to load up for Thanksgiving fall season, but it'll probably be in December. I'll probably drop both projects in December. My R&B joint and then that joint that I'm doing with him. So, and be honest with you, man, I make music for my friends and family now. This is my therapy. If something comes about. But and I think me and you talk about this, man. I got so many records in my hard drive, man. I just haven't released them, right? Because I've been so locked in on my professional career. But I want to. This is a way for me. Music is a way for me to stick around, even when I'm not here, right? Because like I said, most of my music isn't fabricated, right? I'm not talking about I'm talking about stuff that actually happened. My mother passing, relationship issues, love, depression, things of that nature. That's what's in my music. I make brunch music too. I like, you know what I'm saying? I like to go. I like to kick it. I like to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to music and you may follow stories on my IG, you be like, okay, dog really be doing that. And put this music out and when I'm not here, my news, if they want to get closer to me, all they got to do is go on SP. It's like a time capsule. If God forbid, if I go before my wife, if she want to hear my voice, she ain't got to turn on no voice recorder or no voice messages that I left on the phone. She can go to Spotify, Tidal, wherever,
Yeah.
It's in there to be in the atmosphere forever.
You know what's cool? I tell my daughter and my son this all the time. I said, listen, daddy done left y'all the gift. You go press play, Blueprint, Murphy Law. How you feeling? You want Signs Wide Open, For the Love of Women? And I think similarly to you, I found music as an outlet. And I was just like, all right, what am I right about? And then I get the beat from shouts out to Danny Boy. And then it just flows, man. It's been beautiful. So I definitely received that. Shouts out to Violet and Max. I know they tapped in. My kids, our biggest fans of what we do. Yeah, man. But hey, Keith, man, this has been dope. I feel like we need a part 2. to really, dive into something specific for the men, as it relates to, the therapy space.
Yeah.
Before I forget, your birthday song, my daughter loves that joint.
40 Trey. Yeah. See, but that's the thing, bro. Like I get to make people happy,
Yeah.
right? I'm not looking for, monetarily. It's nothing. I'm not chasing no bag behind that. It's wifey birthday was coming up, bro, and I was like, man, we've been married 15 years. I've been around 15, 16 birthdays. What can I do next? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, let me make a birthday song. Like who, like for forever, when I'm not here, she'll have a birthday song, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's dope. And then your kid like this song. So it's like that's what fulfills me, bro. That's what makes me happy. You know what I'm saying? That's what success is for me.
I love it, my G. I love it. Hey, listen, any last words for the people, man? We enjoyed our time.
Yeah. It flew by. I told you I'm long-winded, bro.
No, that's all right. But wait, you also do Monday motivations, right?
I don't do them anymore. I'm telling you, like I went dark, man. 0 dark 30 on everybody. But I get DMs all the time to jump back into it. I believe I'm gonna start doing it again in 2026. So I'll be 40 this year. My birthday.
40.
Yeah, my birthday's coming up. I'm 40.
Dang.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm still in my 30s, man. I'm hanging on, baby, to 35, baby.
Yeah. But yeah, I am this theme for 40 is self-development, man. So get back closer to God. I gotta read my Bible. I've never read the Bible front to back. So that's gonna be one of my goals. I'm gonna jump into some yoga, just some new things, man, to go to I guess search a little deeper, you know what I'm saying, about who I am. And so I think I'm gonna jump back into the motivation as well. Because people, like I said, people always hit me up saying they need that, man. So I miss it as well.
Hey, I got a guest want to say hi to you.
What's up?
Say hi to...
Hi.
What's going on, Ginger? You good?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Tell me you come to Massachusetts, right? Yeah. All right, let me finish talking.
That's a star in the making right there.
Hey, listen, Keith, this is a book I want you to check out.
What's that?
Becoming Supernatural.
I'm gonna write that down.
Joe Dispenza. I'm on this journey as well of really wanting to just maximize this mind of mine. And then he goes into like the meditation and the breathing and all that. I'm about a quarter way in, but I think the journey you're on, it might align well. So yeah. Dan had a thought of something you said, but there was a note. We feel we need a listener session. Hear a song and then hear Keith unpack the lyrics. Yep, I like that. I like that idea. And
I got
funny,
some
that one song we working on now, mental support.
Yeah.
I'm a mental health first aider. I don't know a lot of people know about that. You know about first aid, but mental health first aid is when I'm a national trainer. I train people on being able to identify signs and symptoms of someone experience a substance use challenge. And I wanted to, I never talked about, challenges I have. I feel like, the UMEs of the world, everybody probably come to us as like the Rock, and like the Rocks be dealing with their own thing. We just, hide it well, where the mask is heavy, that's a bar on the song. But I'm excited to share that. But yo, Keith, two things. One, I super man appreciate you for one, just being the homie, help ushering me into this new world of music, and being just really blunt and honest with your feedback. It's definitely allowed me to stretch and grow. And see, I seek that though. Like I want all the smoke. I want to be, I'm a suck today, but see me in about 3 years, me on and popping. So I appreciate you. And we're gonna keep making, what's this say, motivation music, baby.
Yeah, for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
And
And this was good, bro. I think the therapy conversation will be good as well. Um, I would love to, pop back on. We do a little series. We'll do even the breaking down the lyrics and things of that nature on our music. So
yeah,
you've been, like I said, I don't know if you knew, but you always been a mentor. Like you are. I don't know, your stuff done, bro. I guess the military. I don't know what they did to you, bro, but bro, bro, you get it done, bro. And when I came up to Lancaster, I think that's how they told me to pronounce it. I said
yeah.
Lancaster one day. They was like, no, it's Lancaster, PA,
They come for your neck.
right? And so when you did the
My
uh
listening party.
yeah, man. I think how you was just navigating and delegating, you know what I'm saying, and the respect that people show you. It says a lot, man. And you've always, in the day, outside of music, promotion, military, friendship, whatever, you always been family, bro. You've taken care of my mother, you know what I'm saying? And like you hold a special place in my heart just for that. You know what I mean? So when you hit me up about the music, bro, that's what we doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I
Who car are
appreciate
we taking? You know what I'm saying? How we getting there? Who car are we taking? Who drive? Let's go.
yeah. Already. Well, listen, I appreciate you, my G. Hey, I'm gonna call you after I get off here. I'm gonna talk my talk. All right.
All right. Let's do
Double
it, brother.
salute.
Appreciate it.
Keith Jones, ladies and gents. Listen, that's a wrap. Man, that was good. Shouts out to TikTok, everybody that stayed with me on TikTizzle. If this spoke to your heart, share it forward. Take a moment to reflect on the 3, 2, 1. And remember your action item. Take one bold step forward. Follow me everywhere. Let's stay connected, inspired, and let's continue to build together. Grab your copy. You know I gotta do it, right? You gotta grab your copy of Unbreakable Valor, Triumph Through the Soul of Resilience. And for those that like the journal, we got the Mr. Motivation Journal. Tap in. Join the Breakthrough Bunker. We're really building out the community, getting ready for 2026. Subscribe to our newsletter, the Breakthrough Bunker newsletter, where we share tidbits of nuggets, wisdom, something to get you through the week. Every Wednesday it comes out right before this. So tap into that. And we want to hear from you. If you have any thoughts, we want to hear about your breakthroughs. Let me share our email. Hold on. Let's go to email. Where's my email? Shouts out to OneStream, man. They keep me airtight over here. That's our email. Tap into our email. Share your breakthrough. Share anything you want to. Anybody want to see? Recommend somebody to be a guest on the show. And always know this: your breakthrough starts with you. Your breakthrough starts with you. And one of my famous quotes: "Nothing changes if nothing changes." Do remember, good people, it's all about you.
I put it on my hood
Grown, NY, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy. I done came from the lowest lows, still walk with my head high. All my life, I've been through it. Made it out, and I'm getting to it. Can't tell me I didn't do it. No passing L's, we skipping clubs. No taking L's, we get.
I put it on my hood
Grown, NY, Brownsville, Bed-Stuy. I done came from the lowest lows, still walk with my head high. All my life,